Welcome to the Nate Jones story. That's right. One more again, and I know y'all want to hear that intro, and it's fire. So let's go on in and get it to you.
Two dogs fucking me and Big Nate. Shoot him in his rings, toss his body in that big lake.
Run it again.
Only two dogs fucking me and Big Nate. Shoot him in his rings, toss his body in that big lake.
Woo! As you saw in this interview, me and Nate Jones was there. We had conducted a great interview, breaking down the sport of boxing and all the things that happened in there. And it was amazing the way it went down. And a lot of people were very happy with the way we were conducting the interview. With all of our boxing knowledge combined, it made for a very entertaining interview. But there's also something that you didn't see that you're going to see today. Is Nate Jones handling the sparring for Floyd Mayweather in the camp. So without notice, I want everybody to be able to see this. This is what it looked like when Nate's training. Nate's in the corner boxing.
Maybe landed so heavy.
You sit up, blind my blind. That's it.
Don't forget to subscribe.
Awesome. You know y'all start off slow. You know me, I'm a burn. Oh. Sit right there. Everything's short. Everything's short. What's the everything?
Yeah, that was a right answer. Let's work. You know. That's what I thought.
I ain't heard you, boy.
Okay, good. Let's work. I see.
See, they all start home. Come here, cuz. I just relaxed. I see you now. You ready to this motherfucker? Yes.
I know, but he I can't understand how you can.
All right then. Okay then. Oh well.
Hey, everybody at home, how y'all doing? Okay, refreshing. I'm in. I'm watching. No.
I try to tell them what that's fine. That feeling. You let me. I'm like, man, this nigga I wanted to get him.
You can't woke me up.
talking shit. I was like, I'm not gonna go. Hey, running members splash.
You got it, man.
This how it works. This how it works.
Right back here.
Always that. Always that. Don't waste that. Don't waste no punch. Hell no. This ain't number bad. This number bad. Hell no. This ain't number bad. Hold it, hold it. Hold it. Shit. Come on, hit me.
Snapchat.
You made nothing. That's a jab. Here. That's a jab right Work, John. Work. Oh. 30 seconds.
I see you, champ.
Yeah. You could have given him.
Hell no, get tired. No. I just swung. He was fresh. Work.
Good, BB.
I'm the hope.
Keep your defense tight on.
He's only getting ugly.
It's gonna get ugly. Better keep your hands up, Don. Disrespectful. Money.
Body position.
That was a nice. Stay down there. Oh, you see the turn. The long time shape through this counter, I'll tell you. It's done it too good. It's a low. They got two of the other people said, oh my God, I see that. You know the other people like survival mode, champ. Survival mode.
Nobody can take it.
30. You said Princess Diana. Shit, man. Shut up. Good work. Shut your ass up. Get your ass back. Oh, trying to steal some of the line there.
Uh-oh. I'm tired, boss. I'm tired, boss. Down boy, trying to shine.
Boss. Get a little water, boss. Get a little sip, boss. Boss. Hold on, boss. I ain't recooked yet, boss.
Good work, D.
I'll be on TV, Don. It's going to the world, Don. World, man. Your boy, wake up.
Tell me on TV.
I'll be on TV, Don. I gotta see wake up. Yeah, I should have said that. I'll be on TV, Don. Wake up, baby. It's your shine. Your spotlight. Final level. Finally, that glory shot going hard.
Oh my God. I'm gonna get him killed. Jim, like, you trying to embarrass me on TV?
I made him do what's the name like
Yeah. Shoot out. Oh, no
God,
shootout.
thank you, God. Indiana, baby.
Right out of the corner. Ball out.
Detroit. What the hell? I gotta wait.
Nah, I like the Detroit. Hey, no.
Indiana gets Grand Rapids. Who got the better fights, Indiana or Grand Rapids? I don't know now. Indiana, Grand Rapids. Who the best?
Underneath.
Wake up.
Underneath, champ.
I don't know now.
Little body shot, crazy. Look, he tired. Little body shots that work on.
Oh, here it comes.
Yo, shine, Don. Come on.
Little body shots that told on. Look how he leaning over. Little body shots. Hey.
They showing these highlights at the front.
Don looking good.
I'm looking great right now.
That's how I get put this sleep.
Blow you up, Don.
Nigga, Don looking good.
This shit can blow you up, Don. Come on, wake up, baby.
There you go. That's it. Oh.
Yeah, you're about to yell out World Star in 2 seconds. Indiana Grand Rapids, let's see it. So, we out of gas. Who got the better fight?
Step back hook. Boom. Dang. Get my leg back, Bout. Get my leg back, Bout.
You ain't talking to the camera.
Oh my God. They do that. Yeah. Everybody go money.
Yeah, boy, get that tight. Get that tight, guy. See, this shit's like Indiana, baby.
He would believe that shit too. If he do good.
You're gonna be a star overnight, guy. Wake it up. There you go. Come on, man. Put some sit on it. World star.
Money, 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 money.
World star.
See, that's what you have to say.
Indiana.
Money.
30 seconds, that's it. I hope you go one more. You did 36 minutes, right?
You making it get started. Put the smoke on. You gonna put the smoke on. You gonna put the smoke on.
Oh.
Good work, good work, good work, good work.
Now, as you need, what Floyd did to him was set up traps. Whenever he felt comfortable, when he backed off and wanted to jog, that's when Floyd jumped on. On balance, boom, jump right on. Every time he went off balance, boom, jump right on. Now let's go through some boxing questions. I want to do some boxing questions.
High school? Who talking about high school?
On the old school.
What's cracking? You here with the king now?
Yeah.
Gotta know I'm a dollar. Gotta be I'm a dollar. I'm a dollar. Everybody done I'm a dollar. What's going on around here?
Hit the like button, subscribe to the page, the Nate Jones story.
I'm over here watching on YouTube my own movie review that I did for the top movies to go see. I'm like, look at me. I cracks me up.
Story.
And win. Paying sports at that time. That is not the case anymore. So there's not big money into the heavyweight boxing picture and what you can get from a Major League Baseball contract or a basketball or football. They pay 3 times the amount of money you would get for boxing in a heavyweight fight. So the guys that would have been in the heavyweight division are now playing basketball and football. So that's what happened to the heavyweight division. So what we get is the rejects, or the people who weren't that good at basketball and football and all of these things, and we're getting those guys. The fight I'm most excited for is Kell Brook, Errol Spence. I think this is 2 guys in their prime right now, geared to go toe-to-toe and let the best man win. Let the best man win. They're 2 young guys. They're both in their prime. They both champions. I would love to see Guillermo Rigondeaux versus Lomachenko. If they could find a catch weight to make that fight happen, that would be an epic fight of skills. Mikey Garcia versus Lomachenko, that's a whole different type of fight for me. I think one, Mikey Garcia is way too big for Lomachenko. Way too big. I don't think skill-wise, Lomachenko all day, but the size factor of Mikey Garcia might be a bit too much. I mean, you're talking about Mikey Garcia that possibly can go to 140 pounds and fight Terrence Crawford. You know, he's in that upper bracket. Lomachenko is basically a 130 fighter tops. You know, that's about the height of his skill where he's going to be essentially great at. Him going up in weight might not be best for him. Oh, Kell Brook all day. Jared Allen. I got Kell Brook all day. Let's get that done. Kell Brook all day. All day long. Mike Tyson or George Foreman. The fight almost happened. I got Mike Tyson beating George Foreman because he would have been first a lot. D. Corleone, the video's already posted with Black youngster being involved with that shooting. I mean, I just posted it probably 2 minutes ago. Yeah, it's up. It's loaded already. So it's just posted. But you know you're the love. And I mean you're the love. Hey, man, that old lady over there looking. Man, she better get better. I serve up. That's that Black youngster. Mike Tyson or Bernard Hopkins? Mike Tyson all day. He's too strong. What's up, Rico? You got my tweet. All right, here we go. Best heavyweight ever is Jack Johnson. Anybody who's fighting 30-something rounds, 20-something rounds, you think a fighter today can mess with him? Whoa, I didn't know I could do that. I'm like, look, I can zoom in. Since y'all concerned about it, there you go. Somebody put their cigarette out on my head, and I don't know why. That'd have been a great fight. That'd have been a great fight. Roberto Duran versus Salvador Sanchez. That fight would have went back and forth. But to tell you the truth, I don't know if Salvador Sanchez fought a guy who hits as hard as Roberto Duran. So that would have been a different type of fight altogether. Because Roberto Duran did things in there to get you drawn in so he can knock your teeth down your throat. Yeah, I mean, if they were to fight and they can do a throwback fight, could Mayweather beat Thomas the Hitman Hearns? He felt he had the style that could beat Thomas Hearns. That's almost an impossible feat. Thomas the Hitman Hearns would have been a lot of problems for Floyd because he would have attempted to knock Floyd out. He was a big, big welterweight. Floyd is a small guy. Pernell Whitaker versus Floyd. Well, they sparred together. They sparred a lot. And Pernell is very good. He's slick. But Floyd would have beat him. Floyd used to hold back when he was fighting Pernell and him. He didn't want to really outclass him. But in his mind, he knew he could outclass him. Outclass him with ease. What's weird is that you want to talk NBA draft, half of those players will be in the D League. Oh, I'm sorry you don't like boxing, Akeem. That's why it says boxing only. Like, ask your boxing questions. I'm sorry you missing out on the fights. Hagler versus Bernard Hopkins. Marvin Hagler would kill Bernard Hopkins. He would kill him. He would destroy Bernard. Bernard would be trying to foul him, and he'd just piss Hagler off, and Hagler would beat the living crap out of him. Completely. Maryland style. Ali versus Roy Jones. Ali is too big and talented for Roy Jones. Roy wouldn't be able to deal with that. How would that even come up as a fight? That's the thing. I got Joshua is the more polished fighter out of the two, but I would take Deontay Wilder because he has the X factor. If they fight here in the United States, I'm going with Wilder. If they fight overseas, I'm taking Joshua. But that's a 50-50 fight. Deontay Wilder has got to get better and get more fluent. I thought he would. With having Mark Breland as your trainer, you would think like, you know, he's rusty, but he's gonna learn something. He's getting better. He seemed to still be the same wild fighter he was. And he just want to land that X factor, which is that right hand. Well, when you start seeing people walk around with Jerry curls, then maybe you'll see fighters in the ring with Jerry curls. You know, Michael Cage and AC Green, they had a contest basically on who was going to have it the longest. Hold on to that curl. War Kovalev too. I think Kovalev don't have another game plan. You know, he don't have something to fall back on. He only got one thing that he can do well, and that's knock somebody out. He's kind of good with boxing, but very basic. His conditioning fails him in fights, and it failed him in that fight. And in the press fight, he's kind of like accepting it now, where he tried to make excuses in the beginning of, I won the fight. Then now he's apologizing. Hold on one second. Here, y'all can look at my Superman autograph picture. Superman! Now the Don will sit back in the Don chair with the Don microphone and the Don hand, and we can finish talking. Is Tank Davis the future? Gervonta, Tank. Well, I look at it like this. What's the future? You hear me? What kind of future are you talking about? Like the future for welcome to Soul Train. What kind of future you talking about for Tank? Because I don't know what you're saying. To me, Tank is the same type of fighter he's always been. Wow. I really saw a little development in him. He's going to the body more, but he fought a guy he's stronger than. It's like evaluating Sean Porter. Sean Porter cannot beat a fighter his size. He fights a guy he's bigger than. He could just bulldoze them around. Tank fought a guy who's smaller than him. He can bulldoze them around. But we'll see what he's made of when he fights Tevin Farmer. I still believe he could beat Tevin Farmer, but Tevin is slick. So he'll give him some problems. Plus, Tevin looked like he done been in a lot of fights. He done been cracked a lot of time. And I mean in like just sparring. You know, he do an interview. He look like, yeah, man, what's going on, man? Yeah, man, I'm a Philly, man. Where I represent, man. Philly, man. You know what I'm saying, man? I don't care, man. Fight's a fight, man. Just tell me you're going to do what you're supposed to do, man. We fight. I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ. Somebody get... Did he get hit before he got on the microphone? What's going on here? And I like Tevin Farmer. I was going to go to Philly to watch the fight. And then they're like, man, you got problems here in Philly. People want to jump you in Philly. And I'm like, it's going to be a fight if I come to the boxing thing? Yeah, man, they crazy out here, man. I'm telling you, don't come out here to Philly, man. You're going to cause a fight in my place. I'm like, you know what? I ain't even going to come there. Forget it. I was on my way to watch the fight. Was that really part 8 or was it part 9? I don't even remember the Rick James ones no more. But Khan versus Porter. That's another football fight. Hut, set down. Hut. I mean, Sean Porter looked really bad against Andre Berto. I feel sorry for Berto because he was cut on both eyes. Porter's cut on both eyes, and neither from a punch. Both guys is out here is like, are you serious? All of them because of headbutts. That fight was nothing but a brawl. I can't even say Andre Berto lost the fight because it's like, how do you even score that? Errol versus Terrence Crawford. I think Errol is too big for Terrence. Errol is a middleweight, just like Kell Brook. Both guys are the same size. Let them fight and see what's going to happen. Danny Garcia is a small welterweight. He's a very small welterweight. He's really a 140 fighter. Well, we're going to see. Errol, y'all make it look like Errol Spence isn't talented. Errol Spence is immensely talented. The thing about Errol that's different from everybody else is the fact that Errol, the only thing he does really different than Kell Brook is he goes to the body more and he feints. Those are the things. His feints are a little bit more slicker. Kell kind of telegraphs his punches a lot. But when he hits you, he starts his combinations off very weirdly. Sometimes he'll start it off with an uppercut. He'll use his right uppercut to start a combination and go from there. Kell punches hurt. His jabs hurt. He has great upper body movement, which pull counters. All these little things that he do in the ring gives him an advantage to be first. Now this is going to be a thinking man's battle on who's going to land first, but both guys got punching power that could probably bother the other. I don't think Errol is a big puncher like that. Like people think like Errol could hit. Errol can hit. Kell has power. There's a difference. And a lot of people are going to find that out. Well, you're going to find out how Errol Spence reacts to power. Because normally when Errol got hit with power, he goes in the box. I've seen him get hit with somebody who really, has some pop, and he went in the box. And ever since then, they've been putting Errol in there with guys who can't hit, guys who are small. And everybody talks about how Errol was all the success he had with Floyd and all that when they sparred for the Madonna fight, but nobody talks about how Errol got almost knocked out by Floyd Mayweather. Nobody knows that. Floyd stunned him with an uppercut. So what you think Kell's going to do when he hits Errol with an uppercut? See, I know that because I know what happened in sparring. Oh, it's happened. Oh, that happened. His last day sparring with Floyd Mayweather, he was on Dream Street. Floyd hit that boy with an uppercut, and his legs was bouncing. He turned into spongy legs. He was out on his feet. I know no one's going to believe that, but I know it happened. So if I know that happened, Mayweather's team know that happened. The gym and everybody in there know it happened. Imagine what's going to happen when he gets hit with an uppercut. Why do you think they keep feeding him guys who can't punch? Who has Errol faced that could punch? He's never faced anybody that can punch. They put him in with Chris Algieri when he could have fought Keith Thurman. These are the truths. Why am I biased? I like Errol Spence. I think he's a better fighter than Keith Thurman. I think he would beat Keith Thurman if they would have fought to fight. I pick Errol Spence to beat Keith Thurman. But the truth of the matter is they didn't put him in the ring with Keith Thurman. Keith Thurman was like, look, I'll fight Errol if they're going to pay me the right money, though. Errol kept calling out Keith Thurman, and Keith is like, look, if Al Heyman puts the money up to fight Errol Spence, I'll do it. But Al ain't trying to make that fight. He ran from Danny Garcia. What you think he was going to do with Errol? Errol would outbox him and break him down with the body shots. That's a bad fight for him. But it's also a bad fight for Errol because you must know your fighter. Errol did not win the Olympics. As great as a fighter he is, he didn't win the Olympics. Why didn't he win the Olympics? Because he lost. People are like, man, that's a scoring system. It's different. Why did he lose that fight, ladies and gentlemen? He fought somebody in the Olympics who was bigger than him, stronger than him. He got hit. And once he got hit, what did he do? He got defensive. Now, I'm not saying he's still the same fighter he was in the Olympics. I'm just saying they took a long time developing Errol Spence. Like they said, they took a long time developing Kell Brooks. But what Kell Brooks always had was power. What Kell was doing was knocking out guys who had never been knocked out before. What Kell Brooks was doing was beating guys so badly who had never been stopped, and it was at the top of the level. What he did was expose Triple G, something that none of the middleweights could do. Why is somebody saying I blocked them and they popping up here? If I blocked you, you wouldn't be here right now. Nobody was willing to do. Right, Floyd was robbed in the Olympics. Errol lost. That's the difference. Now you got Friday Ahunanya going up against my man. Let's go, champ! Let's go, champ! Shannon Briggs. Now, who y'all got going in that fight? Y'all got Friday Ahunanya, the skilled boxer, who's being trained by the best trainer in boxing, Nate Jones, or Shannon All-Mouth Briggs. They're fighting for the WBA Heavyweight Championship. Do y'all know that? I bet y'all didn't know that. That's for the heavyweight title of the world. Now, Briggs is like, what, 55? Shannon Briggs is like 55. Last thing I saw of Briggs, he was getting his butt whooped in Hollywood in Transporter Part 2, I think, when a boat fell over him. Friday Ahunanya is a better boxer than him. Boxing isn't about six-pack muscles and being all cut up. That's not about what boxing is all about. Oh, against Fury? Fury, I don't think he knocks out Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury would give him fits. Tyson Fury is so unorthodox. He switches from southpaw to conventional. He would aggravate Joshua so much. He would take away the combinations that Joshua wants to throw by keeping his distance, such as Klitschko. Klitschko's going to fight again, so they can put all that on the back burner, because they'll have to fight a mandatory before they even fight him anyway. So that fight wouldn't take place. It wouldn't be next anyway. That would be like 2 fights down the line with Fury. Fury doesn't slow, it don't matter. He's not that slow. Fury is not really that slow. The thing about Tyson Fury is Tyson Fury. He defeats himself. He just won the heavyweight title and gave it all away over drugs. So what's that tell you? Oh, we did Wilder at Joshua. That's a flip of a coin. If they fight here in the United States, I'm taking Deontay Wilder. They fight overseas, I'm taking Joshua. Tank versus this week, Tank's gonna fight. Now he's fighting a guy that's crafty, can box. He does the Mayweather style. Walsh is very slick, but Walsh is chinny. He hits Walsh one time, that fight can be over. Walsh gets better once he gets up and he starts boxing, but Tank has got too much dog in him. And if he can't hurt Tank early or get his attention and make Tank respect him, then I can see you're going to be in for a long night. Is Adrian Broner done as far as being an elite fighter? Yes. I don't see it in him anymore. I don't see that same guy who was like, I'll beat anybody. Anybody can get it. Mexican, Dominicans, Republicans. I don't see that guy anymore. I see a guy that's looking to get the most money, fighting the less risk. I see that guy now. He's been humbled. He's been humbled in the boxing ring. And even in his last fight, he was hurt. Granados hurt him. And Granados is not even supposed to be a big puncher. He hurt Adrian in that fight. Adrian still got power. He could punch. But it's like when they lose that killer edge and that's gone, they're just as simple as anybody else. Simple arithmetic. And it's sad. I never wanted to see that happen with Adrian. With Adrian, I wanted to see him go all the way to the top and ascend. But Adrian don't want those type of fights. He wanted to fight people like who can't even get to him. I'm like, why are you striving to fight this guy? He got nothing else left to offer. He's been getting knocked out since Terrence Crawford knocked him out. You should be trying to fight Terrence Crawford or somebody. But yeah, you want to fight the guy like he beat 3 fights ago, who's been struggling ever since. Rocky Marciano caught a bad break. He caught the Mike Tyson break. And that was the thing about Rocky. Rocky had a bad break because he retired undefeated, but he was going to come out of retirement to fight Muhammad Ali. But once that unfortunate plane accident caused him to lose, he thought that he could get past Muhammad Ali's jab by staying close to Muhammad Ali, using head movement and getting close to him and putting a lot of pressure on Ali and going in his body. But Rocky he was something when he fought. See, people didn't give him credit because they figured like, oh, okay, here's this guy. He got knocked down a lot. He got back up. He fought. That guy had knockout power, man, like big power. Boom, turnover on shots. He fought his style. He fought in his box. He lured you to fight in his fight. But Ali would have been a hard task for him because Ali was an unusual fighter. To be his size, he still had the speed and snap of a light middleweight or something. He was definitely a problem. And he stayed on his toes, and he could make it look really easy. And he had power. He could hurt you at any time. With them little snapshots, changing the angle, pop, pop. These little shots don't look like they nothing, but they hurt. He throws off-speed punches off the wrong foot sometimes, and it don't even matter. He's heavy-handed. Ali was like that. Ali couldn't never be beat when he was Clash's clay. Once he turned into Muhammad Ali and he took all them years off and he came back, he was never the same. They diminished what could have been the greatest heavyweight run in history. No way would Frazier have beaten him if he didn't have that layoff. I couldn't see Frazier. Look what he did to Frazier with the layoff. Frazier had to go in the hospital. So no, but like I said, Rocky Marciano took the same type of abuse that Mike Tyson took. Oh, all his opponents are old and washed up. He fighting nothing but old guys. Because they put Joe Louis in there and he beat Joe Louis and they just did that for the name. Joe was just in it for a check. That fight meant nothing. And he didn't even want to win. So he's fighting old guys. He ain't got nothing left. Tyson fought, same criticism. He beating everybody quick. Oh, he ain't fighting nobody. All these guys are washed up. Then you got Felix Trinidad and Ike Corte. The bazooka. That would have been a great, great battle. To see the bazooka. Poop. He got the bazooka jab. He would have dropped Trinidad off that jab probably in the 3rd or 4th round, and Trinidad would have got up and took his head off. He would have took his head off. That left hook. You think Oscar De La Hoya was dropping him with a left hook? Imagine what Trinidad would have. Trinidad would have finished him. He would have finished him. But we didn't get to see that fight because the bazooka got robbed when he beat Oscar De La Hoya, and they raised De La Hoya's hand. So we got screwed. Debbie, we talking about boxing. Like the title said, Debbie. Little Debbie Snacks. Okay, college dropout guy, you're going to be gone in 10 seconds. This is your warning. And we no longer have to worry about him. Paul Williams versus Floyd Mayweather. Easy 10 rounds to 2 victory for Floyd Mayweather. Had that fight happen. That would have been so easy. And if you don't think so, go watch Paul Williams' first loss in boxing. Carlos Quintana beat Paul Williams in his first fight. With simple moves, he telegraphs everything that it would have never happened. I love Paul Williams to death, but he was not ready. He wasn't ready. He was a great work ethic. His boxing wasn't there. His boxing IQ wasn't there. He telegraphed shots. He threw little slapping punches, but he wasn't homed yet. And then you saw what happened when he left 47, went up to middleweight, got cracked by somebody who knows how to box and who really won and beat him twice, Sergio Martinez. So and that's one guy who had a hard road because he kept getting screwed on the cards. I've never seen a guy knock a guy out, win all the rounds, and still don't get the victory. He knocked the guy out. The fight was stopped. They restarted the fight all over again when he knocked out Kermit Cintron. I had never seen that before a day in my life. When you knock somebody out with a legal punch, they come back in and start the fight right back up again. Sergio Martinez, Kermit Cintron. That is the most historic fight in boxing history. Kermit Centron got hit so hard he thought he got headbutted. It's a headbutt. So they stopped the fight. He was completely gone by a punch. People are biting my videos, Joe. What videos did they bite? I know. It's so many. There's so many to name. Larry Holmes, Muhammad Ali. For heavyweight, them 1 and 2 right there. Lennox Lewis jab was okay. Pinklin the Pinky Thomas. You know, he's in Orlando right now. Floyd Mayweather versus Arilan De Laura. Floyd wins that fight. Floyd versus Vernon Forrest. Well, that's a little difficult because Vernon is way too big for Floyd. So at welterweight, that would have been a very difficult task, but I still see Floyd winning the fight somehow. I couldn't see him losing to Vernon Forrest. Too much technical skill. Jack Johnson is the greatest fighter of all time. Period. If you want to add all eras, there, I just can't see how anybody could not put Jack Johnson number 1. I don't think Floyd beats Thomas the Hitman Hearns, even though me and him had this discussion, and he definitely thinks he would whoop Thomas the Hitman Hearns. I don't know if he beat Thomas Hitman Hearns today. What's going on in Southwest Miami? They got a fire or something going on out there? Oh, James Toney wasn't really a heavyweight. He was a middleweight that couldn't stop eating. Man, what do you mean? I'm indestructible. Ain't nobody like James Toney, man. Man, get out of here. You know, nobody like you, man. The lights out. When I hit them, they go down, man. I'm too young, too indestructible, too fast for anybody. Ain't nobody really stronger than James Toney. Yeah, hey, you getting rid of me, man? I was like that like everybody else. Roy Jones. He never gave me a rematch. Since it. Yep, everybody remember what he did to Jiroff. And that's the guy who revived his career. His career was done, and he kept bringing himself back. And he finally called it quits after getting his last victory in the boxing ring. Just this past weekend. So everybody could breathe a sigh of relief, knowing that that's over. Mitch Blood Green versus Mike Tyson. That fight already happened. Mitch Green, the only thing he was looking for was like, you ain't knocked me out. Yeah. Told you, Mike, you ain't knocking me out. I ain't going nowhere. Crack. I'm here. Mitch Green got beat up for like 3 hours. Like Mike said in that whole thing, he got beat up worse in the rematch outside than he did in the ring. And then he was still saying the same thing. You ain't knocked me out. Tyson broke his right hand punching that guy. That's how hard he was hitting him. Come on, now we're getting ridiculous. You will never see Manny Pacquiao versus Canelo in a boxing ring. If Miguel Cotto fought Oscar De La Hoya at 147, I would take Oscar De La Hoya. Oscar De La Hoya would beat Miguel Cotto. Miguel Cotto is really a 140 fighter. He's not really supposed to be fighting at 154 at all. Miguel Cotto, the thing that he didn't do, he wasn't a great counter puncher. He likes to block, get off first. He's a combination puncher. Go to the body, come in. He's not a good counter puncher at all. That's why he catches punches like this and turns his head and catches a shot and walks off. And Emmanuel Stewart was trying to fix that from him. Man, you can't be doing that. You can't be sitting over there putting a glove in front of your face and knocking the ball to punch down with your glove, man. You gotta be trying to counter. When the guy come in, watch what he's doing, man. Move your head so you can land a hook. So you can land it right here, man. You gotta come back with something. So that's what he was talking about. That's right. Rest in peace to the best, Emmanuel Stewart. There was none like him. The deal should be finalized this week. Now that Connor's son is born, they can get everything finalized this week. They're going to make it a 2-fight deal. Hector Macho Camacho. Oh, my goodness. Hector Macho Camacho. Let me tell you a story about Hector Macho Camacho, man. I'll be right back. Tampa, Florida. Our family knows him and knows the whole Camacho family. So Camacho Jr., we knew he was going to lose his fight that he fought because he was in bad shape. But let me tell you about I may have told you this story before. You may have heard it. We had a club in Tampa, Florida. Macho Camacho's there. We like, hey, that's Camacho. Yeah, man, come sit down, man. And this is like about 2 years before he died. He's sitting there talking about Mayweather and Pacquiao and everything else, and he's sitting at the table. He's the old guy trying to kick it. He's sitting there, man. He's got this bottle. Like, yeah, man, we doing it big, man. We got the Voss on the table. Every table had a thing of Voss in there. Now, we all know what Voss is, but Camacho at the time didn't know what Voss was. He thought Voss was some vodka. He didn't know this was water. He thought this was absolute liquor. Yeah, man, we got the Voss, man. We doing it good, man. We drinking good. Everybody like, he doesn't know what Voss is, do he? I'm like, no, this is classic, but it's great. It's macho time. Oh, man, he was on point with the ladies. The ladies, my chicas. Oh, man, he was so drunk. He was drinking some brown stuff, but he was over there taking a picture with the Voss. The Voss. It was crazy, man. It was totally fun because I was like, somebody got to tell him that that's water. Then he kept calling Manny Pacquiao a Korean. Pacquiao, man, Mayweather scared, man. He need to fight that Korean. Oh, God. Man, tell you, Camacho was something else. They had to fire him from working Camacho Jr.'s corner because he had been out kicking it all night right before the fight. And then the day of the fight's going down. They looking for the water. He done drunk most of the water. They got to go to the back to get some more water. He done drunk up the water because he over there dehydrated. Camacho was working the corner. He done drinking up the water as the fight going on. Man, so they had to fire him from the beginning of the corner.
That's facts. Big facts. Look at old school Cino. Yes, sir.
Yeah, see, this ain't the plastic one. This is the ones they had on the table. The bottle, the glass. So he was thinking it was vodka. He ain't never heard of no, man, we got the Voss. He ain't know. He just doing what he do. Him and LeVar Ball, Floyd Mayweather Sr. would destroy LeVar Ball in any kind of boxing match. Ooh, man, Sidney Walker, you must have just got here late. I got Kell Brook probably knocking out Errol Spence.
Face white, back together. Gang fights with so common. We from Chicago too, but we don't know common. We don't know Chance the Rapper, but this cannon to clap. I put it out, you better get stepping like a cap.
Opportunity, you either want to be a drug dealer, work.
Woo!
See one of your sisters. The sisters, they nice. They look real, dog. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1 roll. 1, 2, 1 roll. Roll. There you go. There. 1, 2, 1 roll. 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, break. 1, 2, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1 over. 2, come on.
So I'm gonna do one more round here, and then I'm gonna do some pad work with you, and then I'm at 1, 2, knuckles, turn, 2, 1, 2, uppercut. I'm back with the hook. Yeah. 2, 2. Up here, up here, up here, up here. Look, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 2. Uppercut hook. Uppercut left hand. Uppercut hook. Run. 2. 1, 2, roll. Tips and roll. 1, 2, roll. 1, 2, roll. Roll. Run. 2, 2, 2, 3, 3, 3, 3. Good work. Come on, champ. So the head get back on. I'm handing him on first. Let's go. 2 down. 1, 2. Right hand. Right hand. Don't go zone. Throwing straight. You doing this. Calm down, calm down. Doing this. You doing 2. Bagging up 2. 1, 2. Bagging up 2. Bagging up 2. 1, 1, 2. 2 down. 1, 2. Uppercut hook. Uppercut hook. Beautiful. Uppercut hook. Uppercut hook right hand. Again. And roll with it. Come out with 2 more punches. 2. 1. 1. 2. 2 down. 2 down. Hook. Don't cock it right from there. Let's turn it up. Don't open it up first. Right here. Beautiful. Hook. Beautiful. Hook right hand. Beautiful. Hook right hand. Hook right hand. Hook right hand. Uppercut hook. Uppercut right hand. Uppercut right hand. Don't be in front of your dick. You behind you. When you doing fun, you doing this. Watch this. Watch you doing. Just look at me. You doing this. You press like this. I'm giving my opponent 6 inches. Watch me. I'm doing this. Behind my ball, not in front of him. Uppercut right hand. There you go. Uppercut right hand. Beautiful. Again. Again. Add a hook. Beautiful. It's going to be a good punch when you calm down. 2. 1, 2. Hey. We'll do one more. 2 down. Relax. 2 down. Relax. 2 down. Like you walk in the park. 1, 2. 2 down. Right foot go first. So you like coming out? Look, watch how I'm doing. Watch me. Smooth. Same thing. We move the same direction. Down. Down. 2. 2 down. 1, 2, 3. 2. Uppercut right hand. Uppercut hook. 2. 1, 2. 4. Very nice. Nothing big, multi defense. I don't need nothing big, Robin. Relax. It's smooth, Robin. We ain't jamming, Robin. Hands up, relax, relax. Multi defense, Robin. Let him do his thing. Keep walking for him. Keep jamming. Let your hands go, champ. Let him jam, man. Hands up. Beautiful. Come on, keep jamming. Hands up, keep finding my jab. Keep jamming, champ. Keep my disc, good job. Good punch, Rami. Nothing big. They say right there, Rami. Say relax. Come on, hands up. You find the southpaw, your left hand gotta say high. When you find the southpaw, champ, time. When you find the southpaw, this hand can't be low because you can jab in. This hand gotta be high. You gotta keep this hand high. You gotta block the same way watch block, shoot. Look, shoot, block, shoot, block, shoot, block. You gotta block with this hand. You find the southpaw. Keep it high, keep it high. There you go. Where your jab, man? Good jab. Do it again. Where your jab, man? One more jab, man. Good jab. This was beautiful. Stay relaxed. Don't lean in. Stay behind your ball. Good work. Beautiful.
30 seconds, fellas.
Come on. Beautiful. Good work. Good work. You want some body work. Come on. Nice and smooth, Robin. Nice and smooth. Keep working. Sit down. Keep the left hand high. Good jab. You find the southpaw. Left hand gotta stay high. Keep the left hand high. There you go. Good work. Hey, could you? Is that open? Relax. Keep me say relax, Robin. You gotta get the best you can out of this work. Come on, keep working. Good work, champ. Good work, man. Come on, keep jamming. Good jam. I correct you, man. Yeah. Amani. Come on, man. Come on, hands up. Good work, Mommy. Come on, now step around now. After you do good work, you just step around. Come on, do it again. Hands up. Good work. Come on. Good jab. It's nice and smooth. That's all I need, Robert. You work. Stay in front of him. Keep flicking my jab and make a miss. Good jab. Nothing big. Don't get beside yourself. Let me relax. Good work. Come on. Hands up. Let the jab go, champ. Let it go. Come on, man. Get a good shot of Monty. Hands up. Hands up. Good work. Come on now. Good work. Good work, Amani. Let it go, Amani. Come on, hands up. Good work. Let that right hand go. Good shot, Amani. Good shot. I'm going to jam, man. Keep moving. Come around. Nothing big, Amani. Nothing big, Rory. Work, my combination. Let it go. Work, Amani. Time. Step out, Amani. Come on in. Step out, Amani. Resting down the rest. I'm going to use a couple more rounds.
Perfect.
Don't forget to subscribe. man, 'cause oh, it is. Yes, put it on. Put some stank on it.
The dynamic of boxing. Without those events, 37 years we trying the game. Showtime Vegas was more, and that's why Floyd was out not to go to jail. He fought fight on the 16th because the last fight. Town was their baseball. Boxing career.
Hey, let's start with that. Let's start with that. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. So with the end of Showtime boxing coming, as HBO got out just about 4 years ago, more corporates are buying into Showtime, and Showtime got bought out. BBC is now looking for a home. Amazon Prime is in negotiations, then talks with a lot of companies to see where they're going to take their fights. This is why you didn't see the rematch between Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence. They were going to fight on December the 9th in Las Vegas. Now that fight is gone to Keith Thurman, as he's doing a pay-per-view fight in Las Vegas on December the 9th against nobody.
With who?
It's nobody, just a regular guy. Just some guy they just found and threw him in the ring. Just so because they had the date, so they're not gonna give them Terrence Crawford or Errol Spence too. And y'all just kicking us out the door. I ain't gonna give you that fight. So you ain't gonna get the rematch. You're gonna get Keith Thurman and whoever he's gonna fight. Wow. So yeah, so that's who they replaced the card with. That's gonna be in Vegas on December the 9th. So that's the last real big pay-per-view. Then they got one fight on the 16th, and that'll be the end of Showtime boxing. But the reason they're getting out is because they were they got to pay like $150 million a year to license boxing. And they're like, why are we spending this money? We don't have Mayweather anymore. We don't have any of these fighters that's generating money. But Al Heyman's plan had basically backfired for the past 2-3 years because of the pandemic. That set everybody back. He put all these showcase fights on pay-per-view and made everybody pay to see these fights that you will see on regular Showtime. It's like, why is this fight on pay-per-view? And you're wondering, like, what's this fight here would be on a regular night on Saturday? Why is this on pay-per-view? He was doing it like every month. It was like a pay-per-view, and it was ruining the market for real fights that was coming out.
The big name.
Yeah, and he was putting showcase fights on pay-per-view. He had both Charlos one night fighting on the pay-per-view. It was like, who's paying $50 to see this? They fighting two no-names, like two warm-up fights. So it's like, this is like a regular night on Showtime. What are you doing with this? And they was like, well, you know, when I understand during the pandemic's over now. People are going to the fights. Why is it on pay-per-view? So that's how he was guaranteeing the fighters to get their money. Because he was saying, look, you guys gonna get a piece. It's gonna be on pay-per-view. So if the people want to see it, they gonna buy it. So that's how y'all getting y'all guarantees. Y'all getting all of this. It's all coming from this back end on these pay-per-view fights. We put that up. We'll make the money back and pay them.
It ain't gonna come out of Showtime's pocket. They ain't got to spend all the money. So they start putting together the showcase fights. But when you dealing with a sport that is basically fan generated, it got hurt by the pandemic because no fans could be there. That's vendors, all of that's where they make their money from. So you need an audience for boxing. You just can't watch it from home. You need people there. That's where all the money is generated. So without those events, a lot of companies were drying up. Like Vegas was that's why Floyd was allowed not to go to jail right away when he called COVID, because they town was near bankrupt. The whole town of Las Vegas is near bankrupt. So they stopped Floyd going to jail. They said, "Oh, well, you're supposed to go that time. We'll let you do your fight, then you go to jail." I'm like, how in the hell? I'm like, dude, I'm not fighting for your town again if you're gonna do that. That's why they let him back out, because when he fights, he generates billions. Billions.
Yeah,
People fly in, they gamble, they spend big money, celebrities coming into town, so they want to be there. And the mix, hotel rooms booked. So the whole town is generating revenue when he shows up. The casinos, everybody, when he fights. It's an event. So with all of them, now that that's gone, it's not any real big events anymore. That's why PBC just signed this deal with Canelo, because they needed to bring somebody in that could give them an event. So they got all this talent, but this manufactured talent. They spent all this money paying the Charlo brothers and promoting them because they're twins. But you haven't developed them correctly at all. And they basically are entertainers on social media, but they don't have a notable fight in the ring. And that's where Jamal is like, man, every time you build momentum up, they knock themselves back down 3-4 pieces. And they got, basic talent, but they can be beaten easily by a boxer. Like Tony Harrison had no problem really with Charlo. Like Charlo, if he wasn't so chinny, that's it. That's the only thing that stopped him, because he easily can beat Charlo. And you saw he controlled him with a jab all night long. He was controlling. Because they fight almost like amateur style, like somebody who's first time in the ring, everything hard, right? So Tony, we seen this. He in the Crunk. He come out of the Crunk gym. So they see that first day in the gym. Those guys come right in, right away, hard, throwing it. He's like, oh yeah, this is easy. This is telegraph every punch. They don't know how to look you off. No tricks. They don't know any tricks. They just know athleticism. And unfortunately,
big punch.
Yeah, and unfortunately, Al has done this to the game. He's taken former basketball players, former football players, and he has a gym that he basically try to teach people to fast track them into the boxing ring. And you had these people now, a lot of them are just gone. They were former football players that blew their knee out. Now he gave them an opportunity, and I'm always happy for somebody getting an opportunity to make some money to feed their family, right? That's something, but you just can't fast track boxing. And next thing you know, they're in a world title fight with Deontay Wilder. I'm like, come on, man. This dude just he was playing football 3 years ago. What is he doing in the ring?
No more learning the game.
Right. It's no more
fast track boxing. Rush people to title fights, and that's getting people hurt, and it's taking the notoriety out of the game and the fundamentals out of the game. Because the old school coaches may have forgotten, and that's what's messing the game up now. There's no more old school coaches. We came up with old school coaches, old mans in the gym, telling the stories, teaching us boxing, telling the way they did it.
Yeah.
And that stuff kept us going. And we don't have that no more. Everyone learning pad work. If someone watched a video of Floyd Mayweather or Roger Mayweather doing pad work, they watch over 50,000 times. They can learn to do it the same way, but they can't learn to teach the fighter an alternate route to do something. They're not teaching them the true definition of boxing. They teach them pad work. And pad work is not boxing. You have to learn the game. You got to learn the art, the fundamentals of the sport. And that's what's losing in the game right now. And that's what said PBC has took from boxing, that fast track. And boxing is not a fast track sport. It's a learning sport. That's why boxers become trainers. If you never box, you can't train. Right. If you never play basketball, you can't teach. You can't teach it. If you only speak Spanish, how could you teach Russian from a book?
Mm-hmm.
No, you can't teach Russian language from a book. And to know the language, teach it. So that's what messing a lot of sports these days is a fast track of greatness, and that's what's messing the sports up. And that's why PPC was in the position they're in now.
Yeah.
With no finals.
Yeah, the game has been saturated. It's just like a lot of sports. You got a lot of strength and conditioning trainers being boxing trainers. And they just like, yeah, I was a strength and conditioning coach. I'm a boxing trainer. And I'm like, you know, like I love Leonard Ellerby, but I'm like, Leonard Ellerby can't teach boxing. He's a strength and conditioning coach. He been in the, I'm like, he been in Floyd corner for a lot, but I'm like, he's a strength and conditioning guy. If I want to know about exercise to get myself in shape, you know, something like that, I can talk to L. But I'm like, L, you can't teach me techniques. So it's not, I'm just using him as an example. We love L. But just for an example, they have a lot of strength and conditioning coaches. You got former police officers now that's like, oh, I used to be a cop, I'm retired now, so now I'm gonna be a boxing trainer. Because, you know, they were in the PAL. So they just get motivated from that, from the boxing league. Like, yeah, I got a couple of kids, you know, and that's good. But it's like, who taught you? Did you ever box? You was a boxing enthusiast. And the same thing happened with basketball. Now AAU was destroyed. It used to be someone who knew basketball, who played. Now you just pay the money and you're boxing. I mean, basketball, you take a test, and next thing you know, you pay your money and you can coach it. Hey, you can coach it tomorrow if you want. You just go down there and pay the money and get a license. Now you're an AAU basketball coach. You have no experience. You don't know anything about playing. Right. You just out there telling people, hey, cut here, cut there. You just got to get the kids. That's it. Move them from A to B. That's it. It's from how to get in the zone. Yeah. That's all it is. And that's what's messing up sports now. Everybody is turning to, no disrespect, to a Charleston White. Everybody, and I can't stand him. So yeah, we right on point. And to me, he's, you know, I ain't got no person against the man, but he's a clown. He catches in himself, and I wouldn't even start arguing with him because there's no reason. Right, exactly. So I said completely away from saying he never have a problem with me. Saying nothing about him, and I hope he'll never say nothing about me. I'm gonna sound this way and stay in my lane. I know only my lane. I don't know his lane, and that's something I'm not trying to learn myself. I know the sport of boxing, and that's what I mastered. I got a master's degree in boxing. I don't have one and nothing else, so I can't talk about nothing else like I talk about boxing, because boxing is my life. And this is what I've been doing my whole life. I never had a job. This is my job and my only job. And I'm gonna do this till the day I die. Like, some people don't know how to breathe in a ring. People don't even understand that these are techniques you will have to be taught by people who've been in the ring and have experience. You have to, people don't even know like there's a such thing. Yeah, you have to learn how to breathe in a ring. It conserves energy. So a lot of people don't understand that that's part of the boxing training, the process. You can't short step this. This is why you don't want to ever be in a fight and be in a situation you can't understand or never been taught. And I've seen fighters where they fight a certain way and if they get stuck, they only resort back to the same thing. No matter if they taught something, it never stuck. They have no plan B. Like, I love Roy Jones, but Roy was taught by his dad. It was unconventional. He was mostly athleticism. And when his reflexes and speed slowed down, he couldn't fall back on fundamentals. So your career is not going to be that's why the fights were going the way so badly for Roy towards the end, because he had no fundamentals, really. His fundamentals were shot. He still was trying to do what he used to do, but he's slowed now. So now you're going to get caught with these shots. But if he stuck to his basics and fundamentals, this is why Bernard was able to have a longer career, because he came up fundamentally sound, taught by these older guys in the gym. And that's why James Tony the same way. Yeah. That's why Mayweather the same way. They're fundamentally sound. And Roy had
good athleticism. He was very fast, and that's what made him a freak of nature. But when that slowed down, he had no fundamentals to go to. And if you don't have fundamentals, no matter what sports you do, you have to be fundamentally sound. Look at Kobe Bryant, the Michael Jordan, they're fundamentally sound. Look at Kevin Garnett, fundamentally sound. If you're not fundamentally sound, you can't master your craft. You gotta be fundamental to be a master. You have to be fundamentally sound. And if you're not fundamentally sound, you can't master it.
Nope.
It starts with fundamentals.
And it takes the work. They all put the work in, the work that they ain't required to do. they don't show up when the time say, hey, we need you here at this time. They doing it on their own when they go home. Spending hours working, perfecting what in the world they do. Because when that lights come on, they want to be able to perform.
Yes, and perform at a great level.
Yes.
And that's why when people say, what it takes to be Mayweather, you gotta believe like him. You believe like him. You do get up at 3 o'clock in the morning and go run 10 miles for no reason. If you don't do those things, you got to watch them in those night times. When you get up in the middle of the night and go for a 10-mile run. When you're going to get up in the middle of the night at 2 in the morning and go work out. You have to do those same things. You can watch him in the car. You may drive the same car like him, but you don't train like him. And that's the difference. You don't train like Mayweather. Mayweather put the work in, and Mayweather believed. And that's what made him so much better than everyone else. He knew he was the baddest motherfucker on earth. Discipline.
And that's what people didn't notice, because a lot of people I know, they didn't really know about Floyd till he fought De La Hoya. So he really got on board like, oh man, I ain't never really know this Floyd guy until he was fighting down De La Hoya and all this. So they didn't really know him. So they see the flash, the money, Mayweather, he got the suit, he throwing the money. So they don't think he trains the way he does. They don't see the dedication. They don't see the discipline. They see him like oh man, I'm like, dude, that's a show. They're like, he putting on a show. I'm like, but when he time to work,
he don't play.
He don't
play no corners.
No,
he don't play no game. And a lot of fighters cut corners. When you cut corners, you're not gonna make it.
Yeah.
When I made the decision in my life to not cut corners anymore, when I put them 2 words in my mouth and said I can't make no more excuses, no more cutting corners, I made the limiting. I didn't cut no more corners. When I cut no more corners, I became great.
Yeah.
And at that moment in 1996, I felt like I was the baddest 2-on-1 in the world. Could no one tell me nothing different. But I cut no more corners. I made no more excuses. And you got to know that. You got to teach a fighter how to, when the time is rough, first of all, you got to learn to fight. And when I talk to Kev, I can't talk to Floyd Mayweather the same way. They got different pitches. I found what pitch works for you. I might say, hey man, what's wrong with you? Raise my voice. But with this fight, if I raise my voice, it shells them up. So I might say, check this out. Then everyone right. A different language. Some people you spray butter on, some people you spray vinegar on. Everybody's different. And once you learn that, you can learn how to train fighters. Everyone is not the same. You can talk to someone. I can't raise my voice to my mom. I can probably raise my voice to my friend, but I can't raise my voice to my mom. Certain things you can and can't do in this sport. You got to teach a fighter when they're in the most dangerous position, they got to be the most relaxed. You got to work on their relaxation. That's why when I have fighters getting them on, comfortable with sparring, I put them in the ring first with people that can't hurt them. I got to get them relaxed. Once they get relaxed, they can start learning the game. Because you cannot, when you're in the most dangerous position, you got to be the most relaxed. When you're dealing with someone with real good power and you're on the inside, you can't be nervous and unsure. You have to be relaxed in this. I don't care how hard you get. You got to learn those things. I got to teach them those things. I got to look in his eyes and tell him that. And they can slowly one day sink in. I tell them every day, but I got to tell them all the time, hey man, relax. Don't let his power scare you. Don't let him intimidate you. You can't shut up to speed or power. You got to meet him at the front door. I tell people this all the time. Speed and power, you got to confront him at the front door. You can't meet it in the alley.
Right.
Meet him at the front door.
And this is why I tell Box and how he knew his advantages and disadvantages. He's like, look, I'm not going to get a bunch of knockouts, but I'm going to hit the angles. I know he ain't slicker than me. I know he can't box me.
He don't believe like
right.
Work is hard.
Exactly. So he knew I could just keep him on balance and rhythm with my feints and keep him at a distance where he can't throw his shots. He knew how to beat these guys mentally by playing chess with them. And then working, fundamentally, scoring his points, slipping them, ducking, and knowing when they, because most guys telegraph when they're going to throw their big shot. And especially when they power punches, they depend on the power.
It shows in their eyes.
Yeah.
I know when I was fighting people in Floyd Mayweather the same way, you see it in someone's eyes. I know I don't show when I'm going to go power and show. Floyd on the show neither. You can James Harden on the show.
Yep.
You can't show when you try to change up on someone. I have to hug you the same way and stab you at the same time. You know what I'm saying? If I hug you, one moment I'm gonna hug you, then I'm gonna stab you. You wouldn't even know I was just gonna hug you. Then I put a knife in your back. You can't show your emotion in boxing. It's a emotionless game. And you gotta change a lot, you gotta change your mind almost every second in boxing. Well, that's why you gotta stay light. Everything is light. All your movement is light. Can't be heavy movement, heavy feet. When you're heavy feet, you're forcing it. And you never know when you're being tricked or set up. So at all times, your body has to stay light. You gotta teach fighters that and show them that relaxation is the key in this sport. If you're not relaxed, you won't be as hard to do this sport. You gotta have relaxation in this game of boxing.
And that's what happened with Mickey Bay. Floyd Sr., they had a good game plan, and he was like what I would call a front runner. You know, Mickey Bay get off front, you know, like to be first. You know, that's good to a certain degree. Zab Judah was like that. They front runners, they get off ahead. But their flaws is they cannot fight going backwards. And if you see their fights and you know their styles, they always come forward. They always good going frontwards. But I saw in the amateurs, and this is why Zab was ended up an alternate in the 96 team. He couldn't fight going back.
David said on his hand. David Diaz.
Yeah, David Diaz from Chicago. Slower than him, everything. Zab was strong, slower, or
more will.
Yep.
And when David fought Zab Jr. in amateurs, Zab won the first round big. You would think David was gonna get destroyed. The next round, David will win next round by a little bit. It'd be hard to judge. But the last round, David won the last round by 10 points or more. He dominated. His conditions played a key factor. Zab was never in the shape than David Diaz was, so he went on the Olympic team. Zab was a better all-around fighter than David Diaz, but he wasn't tough. He didn't believe like David Diaz. He didn't put the work in like David. That's why he went on the Olympic team in 1996. And David ran when he got up at 3 in the morning and ran 5 and 10 miles and did things in the drop for dime that Zab probably wouldn't do, and that was the difference. And that's why Zab was a great fighter and was ended up being a better pro than he was amateur. I do believe.
Oh yeah.
He had a better career than David Diaz, but around that time, Zab knew how to lock down and get that moment where he became the Olympian in 1996. He was an alternate. That was one of my best friends. Both of them are my friends to this day. I love them both, and we're friends to this day. We're going to stay friends to the day we die.
And it just shows Mickey Bay he was winning the whole fight and lost in the last round because he walked into a shot. Walked into it. He was relaxed. He ain't thinking the fight's over. And he's pressing like, okay, I'm going to try to show off I got the fight won. It's the last round. This guy don't really have nothing. He walked into a shot. Got himself knocked out. And his career, that was his first loss. He'd been perfect. And Mayweather said he had a good game plan. Didn't have his hands up. Nothing. He got too relaxed in the ring. And that one mistake altered his entire career. He was never the same fighter. He had the doubt started coming in his head. Anytime he got hit with a shot, he was worried. And those things and those tests, these are tests in the ring. It's gonna test like, okay, this is gonna test you. Are you gonna be able to push past this? If not, it's gonna drown you in this game. You ain't gonna get past that bar. You can't defeat this one thing right here because the battle was in you. It's not the opponent. If you can't beat this and defeat that and mentally get over it, it's gonna dominate you for the rest of your life. And you see him now, he's blaming everybody for his career. He blamed, well, Mayweather ruined me, and they signed me. They messed up. I should have stayed here in this town. If I'd have stayed in this town, I'm like, man, that's messed up. I'm like, because now your whole career is over. Now you trying to go back saying what you could have, would have, should have did. I should have. If everybody could do that. Everybody like, man, I should have took that fight. I should have took this fight.
I should have went to this school.
Yeah, if I'd have went to that school, I would have never did that. I would have never went there. They slowed my career up. They look for any excuse. But to face the real problem that they had in the ring is that doubt. They couldn't eliminate that doubt. Mickey Bailey had doubt creep in his mind, and he couldn't get past it. And I've seen that happen with a lot of fighters that were very talented and had all the skill sets. Once they get tested, or they get that first defeat, they can't really get back to that place they was. They couldn't shake it off. It mentally crushed it. Like Fernando Vargas, another person on the 96 team, never was like, man, I was fearless getting in the ring. He's like, I've never had any fear going into any fight in my life except for the first fight after I fought, my comeback fight. That walk to the ring, that was the scariest thing in my life. He said I was the most scared I've ever been in my life. And he's like, and I was like coming to the ring. He's like, I couldn't even believe it. He's like, and I got dropped in the second round by that guy. He's like, I ended up stopping him, but I got dropped in the second round. He's like, I couldn't believe it. Yeah, and I was like, I was scared. He's like, I was literally scared to death walking down to the ring, getting in the ring.
You know what? They're walking down that tunnel, getting ready for your professional fight. You're walking down that tunnel. In those moments, it was like when your music played and you walk into the ring, that's the moment you reflect your life. And in those moments, I would just say to God, I'm finna go fight hard. Just protect me and take care of my family if I don't come out this motherfucker the right way. Just take care of my family. I'm gonna fight hard. Please protect me and take care of my family if things don't go right. And once I said that prayer to God, I went out and fought hard. Cause I knew God heard my words, and I'm saying it from my heart. I meant it. And walking down that tunnel, man, it's very, very hard. You got a lot going on, and like when you're walking down that tunnel, you've been training for months for this one person. You see him in the ring, and you walking towards to get in the ring, and you've been training the sparring partners. You've been ready for this guy. You finally see him. You finally get in the ring. The doubt may kick in here and there. You know what I'm saying? But you gotta push it out. You gotta push it away. And fuck that. I'm listening to God. I ain't worried about that. What if he knocked you out? You have all those on. You wake up in the middle of the night, dream you got knocked out. You wake up in the middle of the night, it's 3 in the morning. You fight that shine. It's shine in the morning. 3 in the morning, you waking up and hit your head and drunk, you got knocked out. Have no dream. And then you gotta deal with your manager. You gotta deal with the do's and the don'ts of the sports, the shadiness of the sport, the shadiness of the game, the shadiness of the managers and the promoters, and then you know what I'm saying, all that stuff. It's crazy, man. Boxing is a tough sport within itself to deal with, because most of my friends in boxing, we don't talk the same. I don't talk the way I used to talk in 1996. I've been hitting my head over 1 million times. 1 million times. Average guy get hit his head over 50. And I've been hitting my head 1 million. 1,000,010. So my vocals don't come out as quick as they normally used to. I'm slow with my speaking. And that's part of the game. Floyd Mayweather the same way. He don't sound the way he used to sound in 96. And Turner sounds good, but not the way he used to sound in 96. None of it. Fernando Vargas. And sometimes it breaks my heart to talk to him on the phone. Like when I talk to James Sonny, it breaks my heart. I love him. He's one of my best friends, one of my best sparring partners I've ever had. I used to kick his ass. But, and I'll go in there saying, I just kicked James Sonny ass. And I want to fight him. I'm casino right here. I would love to fight him in the exhibition. I don't have the name he have. I'm not, but I think people will buy it. I think we try, and I will kick his ass. James Sonny fighting Nate Jones. You've been in the ring with me. I was one of some of your best sparring ever. Get in the ring, let's have some fun. I either want to fight Evander Holyfield. He's up in age. He's like 60. I'm 50. So it'll be a good fight. I'll fight him. Roy Jones, James Sonny. Them 3 guys.
What about Mike?
Mike Tyson. I'll fight Mike. I'll fight Mike. I'll fight Mike. It'll be tough, but I'll fight him. Mike a good name. I'll take the chance. I'll fight Mike. That'll be tough, but I'll fight him. Casino just put on. I'll fight Mike. If Mike won, I'll do it.
Okay, there it is.
Yeah. But I want James Sonny. James Sonny, let's fight. Evander Holyfield, let's fight. Roy Jones, my friend, let's fight. Let's do exhibition. Let's have fun. Let's make some money. We all make money. We all shake hands after that and hug each other.
Go to dinner and everything.
Go to dinner, all that. and big friends. Roy Jones is one of my closest friends. James Turner is one of my closest friends. I mean, Holyfield, we're cool. We're not the closest friends. I don't have his number, but I got these other guys' number. I know them. I would love to box James Turner, Roy Jones, or Donnell Doc Nicholson. And he just do Mike Tyson. I'll do Mike Tyson. I'll do one with Mike. If Mike want to take on the
You
challenge.
and Doc, man.
Me and Doc, I love to fight Doc. Me and Doc cool, we ain't enemies, but I would love to fight him. We can go at it, we can have fun for safety. We can do it safely, and we can go in it like dogs.
Man, the choice to always, him and Doc used to argue all the time about who's the strongest hitter, who's the hardest hitter.
Doc was one of my rivals, but we're older now. We're both 50 plus. So we're best of friends. I have nothing against them. I wish you best of life. But let's fight. One of these guys, let's do it. Roy Jones, James Tony, Mike Tyson, Donnell, Doc Nicholson. Let's get it. Let's have some fun. Let's make some money.
Absolutely. Now, I don't know if you saw the fights, like the Canelo Charlo fight.
Oh yeah, of course.
Okay, the Canelo Charlo fight. Did you think he should fight? Charlo should have went up all the way to 68.
No.
Well, Canelo.
No.
So you think, because he said he's gonna go back down to 54. Do you think that's a mistake? After you go all the way up to 68 to go back to 54.
Well,
because he said he fighting Terrence Crawford next at 54. That's the
salute
78. No, I already know that, but
he won't meet Terrence Crawford.
But he wants to go back to 54 and campaign. I think that's the mistake. I think he should just go to 60. If he from going to 68 and going back to 54,
it's gonna be hard.
It's gonna be hard.
And Roy did that and fuck Roy up.
Yeah.
When he went up to heavyweight, then fought John Reeves and came back down.
Yeah, because he cut a lot of muscle doing that.
And you're right, that can affect him. But I think it do make sense to go down to go up to 60, go down to 60 and see how that fit in. Because that was the reason we never see if you couldn't make the weight no more, for whatever reason you did it, go down to 60 now and see what you do at 60. And I don't think he should fight Crawford. I don't think that's a fight he should want. He should win the belt at 60 and learn that weight class and dominate it. And he's trying to dominate it. You know what I'm saying? So we can do it at 60. Because 68 was too much for him. But to go up and down like that is a track record. Everyone that did it had declined their career. Roy did it, he didn't look good. A lot of people that did it didn't look good. He may be next.
Right. And this is why a lot of people that go from light heavyweight all the way up to welterweight, to heavyweight, they're not normally successful. That's only 2 people that really ever do that and win like the heavyweight championship. Roy was one of them. And once he went back down to that weight class, it was actually some incidents that happened. He was supposed to stay at heavyweight.
I'm in the gym.
So that altered everything that he wanted to do professionally. That from his career, he was never supposed to fight Tarver. And, they tried to get the fight before he went all the way to heavyweight, and he was going to fight another fighter that Tarver ended up beating. But he's like, I was going to fight Tarver before, but Tarver lost. He's like, Tarver lost to the guy from Philly. I can't think of his name. I think it was Harden.
Yeah, Harden.
Yeah, Harden. Yeah, so Tarver lost to Harden, and Roy was going to fight him. He was like, I was going to fight you and not him, and you lost. So once you lost to Harden, then he ended up going up to heavyweight. He got the fight with John Reeves for the title. They came with the money. But he was supposed to stay at heavyweight. He had 2 fights. He had Mike Tyson and Holyfield as the next 2 big fights he was going to do. On his cards, he was going through financial problems at the time. And Shelly got involved. It was handling Mike's finances. Told Mike to file for bankruptcy. They say, Mike, you don't have to file for that one. You could file for this one. This way, it'll cost you cars, but you get to keep the $34 million. He's like, I don't want to lose my cars. He's like, Mike, you could buy more cars. You get $30-40 million. You can buy some more modern cars. I don't want to lose my car. So he stayed with Shelly Finkel. That was a mistake. So they went to Holyfield. Holyfield agreed to the money, everything. He's going to fight Roy Fight was done. The only thing Don King had to sign off on it. So they went by Don to get the approval because they know Don King had to go through approving the fight and everything. He said, yeah, I'll definitely approve the fight. No problem. He's like, Marwan Muhammad, we did business before with Razor Ruddick and Tyson. He's like, yeah, you know, Marwan Muhammad, my guy. So he's like, yeah, we'll get this fight done. But he's like, Holyfield got this crazy lawsuit against me. He's like, tell him to drop the lawsuit, you know, and I'll approve his fight. Ain't no problem. He go to Holyfield. They said, Holyfield, you can get $30-40 million to fight Roy, and Don is going to prove it. It's all done. He was like, all you got to do is drop the lawsuit against Don. He was, no, I'm going to drop the lawsuit. He hurt my feelings. So, he's like, man, you finna let you get $30-40 million.
That should make you feel better.
Right. He wouldn't drop the lawsuit, and then he told him, he's like, let me work on Holyfield for the weekend. You know, I'll talk some sense into him. He's like, he told Don King guy, he's like, don't tell Don what Holyfield said. And he's like, just let me work with him, and then we'll go from there. Give me the weekend. He's like, what this guy do? He go right back to Don King and tell him Holyfield said he's going to hold on to the lawsuit. Man, about the time he came back, Don went off. Man, I never prove him to fight. Now, let's see that. Yeah, tell him to keep the lawsuit. Let's go to court now. He ain't going to get a dime. And I ain't approving no fight now. It was dead in the water. Yeah, it's dead in the water. So, yeah, so the fight was dead in the water. So that's when Roy had to make the decision to come back to light heavyweight. And he had to cut a lot of muscle to do that. To go from, because he was walking around and he was 203, 204. And to go back down to make 175 was a tear on his body, condition wise, man. He couldn't do it. And you got to try to build that muscle back up after draining your body down 20, 30 pounds. It's real heavy. So now, if you want to talk about the fights that went on like this past weekend. Well, that was a great day. I was so exhausted that day too. You can tell in my eyes. My eyes is almost closed because I was on my way to sleep when I got the call that Nate was like, man, can you come to the gym? And I went down to the gym that day. Yeah, I was nice and tired, but I did it, man. I drove out there, did it for Nate, man. So, oh yeah, it's a lot of sparring from everywhere. You get to see training here. You get to see a lot of things on the Nate Jones boxing channel. Make sure all you guys hit and subscribe by hitting that notification bell. You know, that's always very important. Yeah, it's small techniques that you pick up mostly from Nate. And I mean, when I look at the spar, there's certain things I can see. Like I can see a lot of things that's wrong just by looking at it immediately. Just from knowing boxing, you know, you can see it. Certain things somebody else wouldn't be able to see. You know, it's little things. Like in one of the sparring sections, Nate actually was telling him correctly, like you're leaning too far over. You should squat down, not lean on somebody and do this. Because now somebody uppercut you, you know, you're gone. Squat down. Squat down. And don't lean in. Stay balanced. Don't give up that position. You know, it's just small things like that. You know, Nate see it, and that's why he's in the ring watching it, because he knows what to look for. And, you know, sometimes that's why Floyd Mayweather has Nate in his corner, because you want to be able to have somebody there that knows how to clean it up. You know what I'm saying? And clean it up means fix it. I need somebody to clean this up. Means help me fix this and get this thing sharp You know, like I want it sharp like a knife. That's what you want. That's what you want in your situation. 100%. So I want to say thank y'all for tuning in again. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that notification bell, subscribe to Nate Jones' Instagram page. And that's about it, man. It's your boy Carcino for life. And I'm glad being a co-host here and for Nate Jones' channel, trying to help you guys understand the sport of boxing. Might be some young people want to get inspired and go into the sport of boxing. So we're glad to be able to help. Shouts out to 78 Sports TV. Follow him and Blood Boxing. Those are two guys who also know about this sport. So I'm going to get up out of here. Take care. Good night.